one of the challenges in building a network marketing business is that as you grow your business, sometimes we can get started and you'll grow it on excitement. And excitement is everything. I can't tell you the importance of excitement in your business. And we'll cover that in a future webinar on the importance of excitement in your business and how you as the leader create that energy. You create the state of your business. But when you go past excitement, you need strategy. And because you get to the point where you want to be better. Those people that join you at the start, generally the ones that know, love, and trust you. After that, you have to be better. You have to become good at presenting the thing that you have. But so what we've done is over the years, we've developed a thing called the momentum framework. And it's how to get the person who's already interested to actually cross the line. You have probably spoken to a lot of people, okay? And you've probably had people saying, I'm interested, but they don't sign up, okay? And so if you're on the webinar, if you've ever had that, you've done that, but they didn't sign up, just put in the chat. You've gone, why aren't they coming across the line? Why aren't they signing up? What do I need to do? And there is that's normal behavior for a person. That's the first thing to understand. It is a normal behavior for a person to not act. It's a normal behavior for a person to not move. They're looking for a reason to act now. That's why in marketing, you will always see some kind of offer. Act now, buy now, limited time, limited amount, all of those kind of things to make a person act now. Because we are told from a young age, and your prospect is told from a young age to hear the words no. So a lot of the time, they don't even know what they're saying no to. Here in Australia, we just had these marches by all of these kids who got out of school to protest one of our politicians. They had no idea what they were marching for. They just knew that they had to say no. And when they were confronted and asked the question, why are you saying no? They actually didn't know why they were saying no. Okay, so people, what we want to be understanding is that um, your client, your prospect is saying no, not necessarily wanting to say no. They're just saying no because that's what they've been trained to do. And that should be a big aha moment for you. That's why you'll always hear leadership will say it's not a no, it's a not yet. And that's because you haven't been able to give them the reason to sign up now. And that's where we're going to go. So here's the thing. You've done everything, the presentation. You've built the rapport. You've got the profile right. You followed Naomi's training on building out your profile. You know they're excited. You know they see it. They're following you on social media. They've even asked you all the questions and you've even presented. But why aren't they even crossing the line? I want you to know this, that I was probably the worst person on my team when it came to signups. The worst. And more than likely worse than anyone on this call. So here's how I began. My first person that signed up was my mother, and she was beautiful. My mum, and God bless mums, because if we didn't have mums, none of us would be around, number one. Our mums believe in us when they shouldn't, right? They just, God bless mums, right? My mum joined up just because she loved me. Now, the second person that signed up was a staff member. She joined out of obligation because I actually said, I was joking and I said, you either join up now or you don't have a job. I didn't really, it's kind of the way I felt. It was a little bit of pressure. But she joined not because she wanted to, because she didn't do anything. And then the third person was a sales rep. The sales rep joined up because he was so desperate to make a sale and I was so desperate to make a sale that I paid for his pack. I paid for his product, okay, and I never saw him again. Has anyone ever done that? You've actually paid for someone's pack, okay, and you've never seen them again. That's desperation. That's me. But none of them joined because they actually wanted to. Then I would watch other people sign up people like crazy top enrollers, 5 people a month, 10 a month, 20 a month. And I couldn't even get three. It was terrible. I just couldn't get it. But then I realized something. They're not unsure if they need to do something. This is the key. I want you to get this. They're not unsure that they need to do something. They know that they need to do something. They know that now is the time for them, whether it's to do with their health, their finances, their future, whatever it is. They know now is the time. They know they need to do something. What they're not sure about is if you're the person that they should follow. They're not sure if you're the leader they want to follow. Now, that was a harsh reality for me. That was a harsh moment when I realized I wasn't giving them anything to follow. I wasn't, and I wasn't a leader when I started. All I had was tenacity. That was it. And that tenacity, I'll share later at another one about the difference between confidence and arrogance and how that really impacts you. But here's the thing. What they're unsure of is whether or not this is the thing. It's whether you're the person to follow. So they play it safe. They wait, because it feels like the responsible thing to do. That's where they're at. They're doing it because they're playing safe. They want to be responsible. Mom, dad, school, everything has told them to be that way. But we all know it's not. And you've all heard the line, let me think about it. It's a lie. I want you to know when they say those words, let me think about it, they're lying to you. That's not what they want to do. They want an answer. They want to make a decision. Okay? They want to tell you the truth. What they want from you is to give them a reason to make a choice. Because here's the reality. If we truly want something, we act immediately. You know it, right? You know it. Guys, if you're a fisherman and you know you shouldn't buy that rod and reel, but all of a sudden it goes on sale, we're going to buy that rod and reel. If you're a hunter and you see that scope and you wanted that thermal scope, you're going to find a way to get that thermal scope. Girls, the shoes that you just bought, the bag you just bought, but you said you didn't have money the other day. But all of a sudden you have money. The things that you sign up for, you don't have time to do the job, the business, the work, but then all of a sudden you sign up for that new experience, right? We do the things we want to do. So your client, your customer, your potential partner, they're lying to you when they say, I want to think about it. They want to make a decision fast. And think about this. Every successful person is fast to make a decision and slow to change it. Okay? Everyone. And this is you as well. Every successful person is fast to make a decision and slow to change it. So how do you make someone make a decision right now? Well, my upline had one answer. When he gave it to me, this was years ago, and it changed everything. It made moving this business fast. And he gave me this script. When we started in network marketing, when I started in network marketing, I was in what's called a unilateral plan, which means that plan is going in width. And you don't get paid really in depth. You get paid, you can create momentum, but you don't get paid in depth. You get paid in width. So we didn't to use a script like this didn't make any sense, but I just needed to start getting some signups. And the script was simple. If you're ready to get started right now, I'm speaking to about 10 people over the next few days. So if you get started right now, I'll place those people in your team if they get started. Let me say it again. If you're ready to get started right now, I'm speaking to about 10 people over the next few days. So if you get started now, I'll place those people in your team. Let me tell you, that changed my results overnight. I went from signing up 3 in 100, that was my mum, the person that worked for me, and the sales rep, to signing up 8 out of 10. No one, very few said no because all of a sudden I had a reason for them to get started now. How much was it to get started? And this was 20 years ago. It was 900 and something dollars 20 years ago to get started. Okay. So people were just getting started left over right because they had a reason to sign up now. But it created a problem. This script created a problem. I was building depth, but I wasn't building activity. People were following me, people were signing up, but they weren't getting active. So what was happening? I was signing people up. I had a few people signing people up, but but the majority of the people coming on board didn't do much. They weren't getting excited. There wasn't a reason to do anything. But what they were waiting on was for me to do all the work. What they were waiting on was for me to get the leg going. What they were waiting on was for me to put that next person underneath them. And then they would have the audacity to say the thing, when are you going to put some more people underneath me? Right? And you've probably been there. And you've probably tried to figure out why does that happen? Well, it's because you said it. Because I did. So I had to change one thing, and it's the reward. So I changed the script. If you're ready to get started and you're serious about, going on that holiday, looking after your health, losing weight, whatever it is, I'm speaking to about 10 or 12 people over the next few days. And here's where it changed. I haven't decided where I'll place them just yet. I'm, I'm also speaking to Stuart and Marie, Judy and Elaine. I'm speaking to Andrew within the team. I'm going to tell them the same thing that I've got these 10 people I'm speaking to. Now, whoever does the most amount of work in the next 48 to 72 hours, they get everyone I bring on board and everyone they bring on board. So if you're serious and you're ready to get started, okay, you get the chance to have these people. Would you like to be involved in that? What I'm not giving them now is something for nothing. I'm giving them a reason to get started now. Giving them a reason to not hold back. I'm giving them a reason to say, hey, I want to do this. Now, I'm wanting to get active. Some of you will hear this and put it in action. Some won't because of fear, and I get it. But when you do this, you're now rewarding based on activities. Now, think about this for a child. Who's a parent? Put in the chat if you're a parent. We've got people from all over the world. I'm sure we've got a few people here who are parents and grandparents. Okay. If you're a parent, you know that if you give your child something that they don't deserve, what will happen? Will they respect it? Will they honor it? Will they understand it? No, they won't. That's why leadership can never be given. Leadership is always taken, and it's taken through activity. We want to give everything to everyone, and everyone feels as though they deserve this reward that they've been given. Well, based on the activity, they don't. What you want to be able to, you want to help people believe and receive the gift that you give them. And the way you do that is by giving them the chance, the ability, the desire to want to build. And this is important. You as the leader, as soon as you take away their ability to lead, their ability to grow, then you leave them in the place where they're at. You can't force a person to move. You can't force a person to be active. You can't force a person to lead by example. That's up to them. But you can give them a reward if they decide to. Now, that's where you can use the carrot or the stick. In network marketing, the stick doesn't work. I've seen leaders try and beat their team into submission. It doesn't work. I love you. I love our team. I think you're all amazing. And for those of you who want it, let's go. And if you don't want, I'm still going to love you. I'm still going to want to sit down and have a coffee, a cup of tea, and a glass of wine, probably all at the same time. Okay? It doesn't bother me. Okay? Because I love my team. I love you. But I also know that if you get to work, you should be rewarded for your effort. And that's what we do in martial arts. You don't get a signature. You don't get a belt without effort. You don't get a title without effort. It's the same thing here. So your team, your new people are looking for reward because here's what will happen. If you give them somebody in their team and you call them up, you say, hey, I just placed Mary underneath you. The first response will be thank you, maybe. It's more than likely going to be, why did you do that? Why did you put them in my team? Okay. They're going to say that because they don't feel like they've earned it. They don't feel like they deserve it. So you want to give them a reason to deserve the action, to deserve the reward. And you do that by being the person that they can work with. But the leader that takes away the ability for them to grow won't have anyone to work with because those people won't grow. See, there's two ways to trigger a movement, but only one duplicates. A reward for a yes, they sign up. The reward is already earned, nothing left to motivate the action. They wait for you. They signed up. You said you'd place people underneath them. When are you going to do it? When are you going to build that leg for me? When are you going to get active? When are you going to put all those people in my team? Reward for activity. They sign up. The reward is still ahead of them. They have to act to earn it. And now this is where it changes for you. They move themselves into action. This is where it gets exciting for you. So now I want you to hear this. I'm going to give you, and I know sometimes you can feel really worried where you go, well, I don't want to use that script because if I use that script, it means I don't have anyone that I'm talking to. I don't have anyone to place underneath them. Does everyone feel that way? Put in the chat if you feel that way. Like, okay, if I use that script, James, I'm not sure I'm going to have anyone to place underneath them. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to put those people underneath them. Okay, here's what I want you to get a hold of. The script doesn't just move them, it moves you. This is the power of it. You can only say this if you're actually active. You're saying it first before you feel ready forces you to become the person who's earned it. This is what's exciting. This is why it's good because you're here. You were wanting this. You turned up at 8 o'clock on a Wednesday night to be here to learn how to build a business. You might be in Europe and it's early morning, Singapore and it's earlier right now, New Zealand, US. You're here because you want to grow. You're here because you want to build a business. You're here because you are called to be here, right? Because you are amazing. But this script moves you. This script makes you become that person that wants to build a business. So, because when you say it in faith. Then you do the work. Because remember this, faith without work is what? Dead, right? So the first script was, hey, if you join my team, I'll place people under you. That will stop your team dead. And a lot of you are in that place already where you're wondering, why aren't my team doing anything? Why aren't I doing anything? First of all, don't worry about you. You're okay. You're okay. Okay, hear me on this, guys. If you're not as active as you want to be just yet, just know this, you're okay. You're all right. You'll get active. You'll find a way. You'll figure out how to do it. You'll figure out how to build yourself because you're going to be on this webinar every week. You're going to be here hanging out with us, getting motivated, getting inspired, learning the tools and the strategies. So don't stress. Don't stress. Don't worry. We got you. You're in the right place. We love you. You're okay. Okay? And those of you that are ready to move, that old script's not going to serve you, that one I'll place people under you, because you want people that are going to be active. You want people that are going to run with you. Give them, reward those who deserve it. Okay? You know, the Bible says, reward those who diligently, diligently seek him, right? We are diligently building our business. He's going to reward you. Because of that. Okay? You're not promising a number of people, and I want you to get this. You're promising that everyone who comes on board gets genuine consideration to go into their team. And that's the caveat there. You're not promising to put 10 people in their team. You're promising that everyone that comes on board will go under the person that's the most active. They know there might not be anyone to place under them. They know they may not be the person. Now, I want you to understand this. Their success was never going to rely on you. It relies on them. You're just giving them a reason to start. And that's what they want. They don't need to know all the scripts. They don't need to know all about the product. They don't need to know what to do. They just need a reason to start now. Okay, and this script gets them moving. It allows them to move. You don't have to invent a reason for them to get started every time either. So here's some things to think about. Sometimes the company has a limited time pack. So for instance, in Singapore, you have a launch pack going on right now. Europe, you have a launch pack going on right now. That's a limited time offer. That's a reason for them to sign up. So you use that reason to sign up for you to talk to people. That means now that you have people to speak to that you can place depth underneath them. Limited service windows. Let the offer create urgency. You might build your own incentive. We've done that over the years, lots of them, where we've built our own incentives for the team. And we've used them to add hundreds of customers, sometimes thousands of people in a month because of those kind of offers. So you get to think outside the box. And yeah, we had to put our big boy and big girl pants on and make the decision to spend the money on it, which you can too, but you don't have to wait. You can create it. See, only a few people only ever actually decide to use this script. And I want you to know who they are. They're the ones that are earning the 4, 5, 6, 10, 15, $20,000 a month. They're the ones that decided to back themselves. They're the ones that said, okay, I'm going to take a big deep breath right now. I'm going to give it all I've got. They're those ones. The ones that are walking across the stage. The ones that you look at and you go, oh, how'd they do it? They learnt things like this. They put their action behind their faith and they said, I've got this. Now, I want you to know it's scary, and it's supposed to be. It's scary to say, hey, I'm talking to 10 people over these next few days, and some of them come on board. I'm going to place them in your team if you're ready, into the person's team that's the most active. Okay? It's scary to say it because it means you've got to go and talk to people. But here's the deal. You become that person. You get the story. You get the excitement. You become the leader. You learn. And remember how that person I said at the start where I said leadership is never given, it's always taken. Those that are given leadership, well, they never find their place until they earn it. Then they stand tall and they stand strong. Okay? And that's what you want to be. It's your turn to earn it. It's your turn to go, this is where I can stand. Because what happens when you use this and you train your team to use this, your business grows, people duplicate. Because it's finally revealed that people are just looking for a reason to get started now. They're looking for a reason to say, I want to get started now. Now, our compensation plan is a binary plan, not unilateral. So that means you're only building two legs. And so you might go between one leg this month and the other leg the next month, right? Or once you've got both the legs moving, you might then play one off against the other to get some activity, right? This is how it works. Or you might have a leg that's dormant. Well, then you've got to get in there and use this for that dormant leg. And you're always only building down in depth in that main leg. That's what you're doing. That's how you use it. But this will move your business fast. This is an exciting time for you. New products, new countries, new team, new opportunities, and a massive revolution that's happening because people are moving away from online. Well, not moving away from online. They don't trust what they see online. They trust you. They trust you. They want to connect with you. So binary, what actually means left leg, you, left leg, right leg, two legs, that's it. And then you go down here, oopsie, you go down this side, and you go down on the left-hand side, you go down the left. On the right-hand side, you go down the right. And you're just going to work with these people. And you're going to work with them, get them active. Work with them, work with them, work them. And you start building a business. People want you to believe in them. People want you to see them and see the future that they can have. Because when you do, when you give them the chance to be the leader, when you give them the chance to become active, then they go and become it. But if you are always going to do it for them, you will always have a bunch of people that lean on you, not a bunch of people that lead with you. Okay? But you have to believe that they can act. Whereas in the one of the future webinars I'm going to do is to show you the different types of leadership. There's two, in my opinion. There's two. I'm going to explain them, expose them, and show them how they work. So the process in this order goes like this. Give them a reason to act now. Waiting is never neutral, and it's a no in disguise. Okay? Reward activity, not just a yes. Say it before you feel ready. You got to get this. This is your chance of stepping out in the water. Promise consideration, which is I don't know who I'm placing them under just yet, but the person who does the most amount of work gets them, not numbers. See the difference, guys? Do you see how it works? Hopefully, some of you are going, "Hey, I get this. This is exciting. This is exciting. I can do this." That's what you've got. Give them a reason, and then that becomes the reason. This is how a person who's already interested finally crosses the line.